Hi, and welcome back to Rational Programming. Today, I want to speak to you about how my learning's been going. The two things I've been learning about has been how to structure my application and the importance of using props. So, firstly, my application that I have been building for the estate agency organizer, when I look back at it's been, I can see it's very simple, basic structure in terms of how I've been able to get data from Firebase and insert it dynamically into the UI. And it's pretty basic, but not quite. I'm not sure if that method of using data would be applicable for a larger application. And so, in the lessons that I've been learning, the course I've been taking, we've been building a Github Finder. So, essentially, you can type in a name and it will bring up data from an API and a user data. And so, it would bring up all the different users, their names, their pictures, their avatars, all types of information. And it will display it in the UI. So the most important part of the lesson was obviously how to structure your application. And essentially, you would have all of your state, your data stored in the highest component, which would be your app.js, your main component. And then from there, you send down all of the data into the other components via props. And this is where the importance of props comes in, and understanding prop types, which essentially is if you are working with someone else, another developer, and they need to change the prop types the prop, then or manipulate the prop, then they understand essentially if they put in, say, a boolean or a string when it's supposed to be a function passed in, then that will come up as a warning, and essentially it just wouldn't work. And so it makes the code far more robust. So you can also have a definition of the types of props that you enter into the components. So this was good to know also about how to make the prop types far more robust, how to send state down to other components. That way, in all your other components, you're not having to find data that might be all over the place. Your data is in one component, and in the other components, all you have to worry about or take care of is the structure of how you display that data. And so I thought that was very interesting. Also, another thing that I thought was interesting was learning about how to change how your UI looks by using setState. So if you're using an event listener where someone is on typing in an input, this would be an on change, or another event listener would be on submit. This is the point where we use setState because we are changing how the UI looks. It's while they are typing or while we are using or retrieving data dynamically and putting it into the UI. This is where we use setState. So that was important to learn about as well. And the last thing was understanding that sometimes with props, you can send the prop up to the main component. And I think this is called prop drilling. And you don't actually have to define the prop completely. So, for example, we sent up a prop which had a function in it that wasn't defined, but it was defined in the main app. So it was sent up from a lower component into the main app. And essentially in that function, we defined what it's supposed to do. And we basically just dynamically inserted the state that was in that app.js component. And we were able to manipulate a prop, define a prop, and outside of where its component from where it came from. So we define part of it. We define the function part of that prop. So I thought that was pretty cool also to learn about prop drilling. And so it's been a lot of learning, and definitely looking back at my code with fresh eyes and seeing things with a little bit more understanding. It doesn't look as confusing anymore, which is, definitely worth the time. Now being able to look at my code and see far more information that I might have been missing. So I feel, it's been very beneficial taking the time to learn and a little bit more. And I intend to each week. And so, yeah, it's going very well. I'm really enjoying it so far. So I hope to see you guys on the next episode of Irrational Programming.